Hey everybody, Rick here again. Just wanted to give everybody a quick overview and kind of a review, I guess, of this OPS7 LED flux beam LED headlight kit. It is a kit that I got off of Amazon. You can see here some of the specs on it. It's a 6000K 30 watt. It is pretty cool looking. The kit came with this box. Has a little instructional sheet that comes with it, as well as this little pamphlet here. And this is what's actually in the box. The light itself, I guess I don't think they call it a ballast, they call it something else. The actual little red box here has a name on it, and it's just OPS7. But this is the LED right here. So you have essentially a bulb on this side. Let's see if I can focus in on that. Right there. Alright. And another bulb here on the other side. Nothing on the front. And then this is your little fan around the back side here. You see your cooling fan there, and your heat sinks on the outside here. Pretty cool looking little getup. If you see it online for sale, they show you a picture of the LED and everything turned on, and the whole thing essentially submersed in a thing of water, which would lead you to believe the whole thing is frickin' waterproof. So I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping it's durable enough. So it is polarity sensitive. I know with the one I'm going to show you turned on, it will not turn on in my 2004 C5 Corvette unless you swap the wire leads at the plug connector that goes into this connection right here. So it will work. This kit will work, but you have to reverse the polarity. I think they show you a plug or a polarity reversing plug adapter in the manual, which tells you you can essentially plug that in and that'll reverse the polarity. Well, that's another 5-6 inches of lead that's not necessary. This lead is already pretty long here. I'd say it's probably close to 8 to 10, maybe even more inches long, and honestly the only thing it needs is a connection at the bulb. So, but because of that ballast, your connection is now going from this to all the way back here. Something else that comes in the kit that they give you, and I don't know if this is actually what it's called or this is what it is, but they call it a flux capacitor. I believe that's what this is, because it looks like there's some sort of a capacitor in here through the shrink tubing that I can kind of see. I know that this doesn't do anything for polarity. When I plug it in, it didn't work, or when I plugged it in, it did not work. It didn't change anything. So I'm not really too sure what effect this has on it. If somebody knows, please post something in the comments so that way I can know for sure. It doesn't really specify in the instructions when or where it's supposed to be used, in what scenario, I guess. Maybe if for some reason you have some sort of electrical noise interference or something backfeeding, that could be a reason why. So I'm not really too sure, but that's that. So I have the covers off the actual headlights right now. The driver's side is done, the passenger side is not. And I was killing my battery trying to mess with stuff and turning lights on and off, and I tried to turn it on the last time and everything started flickering, so I have it hooked up to a charger right now. So you can see the fog lights here I've actually replaced with some LED fog lights. I think I've heard a couple other people say that these don't really have the same amount of throw as the incandescents. But they do look cool. Do like the way they look. They look really neat. The color looks good. You can kind of see the cutoff here. They will work good with a projector beam. And that was one of my concerns with the LEDs, was that I wasn't going to get the same cutoff, because the headlights on the Corvette are, they're not projector beam style headlights. So you can definitely see the color temperature. I'm sorry, this is in my garage and not outside on the door in the dark or anything like that, but I just wanted to give a quick overview as to what they look like in terms of the old ones, and they are bright. It's kind of hard to tell Obviously, if we can dim it down a little bit there, so you can see the color temperature. It's definitely a white. It's not a blue compared to the incandescents. You can definitely see it's bluer, but it doesn't look very blue like a 6000K HID would. The wiring is definitely minimal. I'll turn these off. A lot easier compared to an HID. So these are the low beams, and it'd be kind of hard to see, but they are back there. And all I did was essentially tie wrap the little ballast that they give you with it up, and make as little amount of wire exposed out in there as possible, or flopping around when everything starts driving. It does fit. I took this plastic cover off the top here to get to it a little easier. It kind of lets your right hand get in over top on this side a little bit to turn it in there. But it does fit. It clears. There's nothing in the backside that's hitting it. I'm assuming it'll stay pretty cool. There's not anything super hot or anything like that nearby here. So besides reversing the polarity on the wiring on the stock connector, that was honestly the only thing I really had to do, aside from just plugging it in and screwing the bulb into the socket and letting it rip. So far so good. I got to do the other side and get a feel for how it looks at night, and maybe take it to my buddy's shop and see if he can get it to align the headlights if they need to be realigned at all. I'll get a better idea when they get on the road. And that's it. Thanks for watching.